Poisonous plants in the Smoky Mountains can cause everything from a simple rash to death. It's essential to know what to look for so you can avoid these toxic plants in the Smoky Mountains. While the chances that a plant will poison anyone remain smaller than other dangers, knowing what to look for and when to avoid a plant can be crucial in staying out of the hospital. For this reason, I've gathered about 7 poisonous plants you need to be aware of in the Smokies. Poison sumac is the first. It's known as thunderwood in the southern United States. Poison sumac is a relative of both poison ivy and poison oak. It's a shrub that can grow up to 30 feet tall in some places, and the leaves present an oblong shape that curves to a sharp point. Oftentimes, both the stems and the leaves can present a reddish tint. The fruit from poison sumac can be found in a group, and they are white. It seems to grow best in wet clay soils, in swamps and peat bogs, and it's found in areas of western North Carolina in the mountains. The resin from brushing up against poison sumac will most certainly leave you with a bubbling rash. Poison sumac irritations are considered to be more painful and serious than poison oak or poison ivy. It can even cause death in certain situations where the plant is burned and is then inhaled into the lungs. Second on our list is giant hogweed. It's considered to be a noxious weed by the U.S. government. It's native to Eurasia, but has been spreading throughout the U.S. since it was first planted in a Victorian garden here in 1917. Giant hogweed can grow up to 20 feet in height, and it can easily be confused with cow parsnip and elderberry. The way to tell giant hogweed apart from the others is by its height. Giant hogweed will grow over 6 feet. The others will not. Just recently, giant hogweed has been found on the Tennessee-North Carolina state lines in the Smokies. What makes giant hogweed so dangerous is the watery sap that it produces. The sap, if it gets on you, can cause third-degree burns and in some cases, blindness. The reason why it creates such devastating burns is that it is phototoxic, meaning that sunlight causes a chemical reaction in the skin that has nothing to do with the human immune system. If you happen to spot giant hogweed, it is important to let a park ranger know. Since it is an invasive species, they might decide to remove it depending on the circumstance and location. Third on our list are stinging nettles. They're known as stinging nettles or burn nettle, and they're a perennial flower plant originally native to Europe, Asia, and North Africa. Stinging nettles grow tall in the summer, up to about 7 feet, and then they completely die off in the winter. Its green leaves can grow to be 6 inches long, and they have a green stem attached. The leaves themselves are serrated throughout, and the flowers present small green or brown densities along the leaves. Stinging nettles are typically found alongside human settlements, mostly because they thrive in extremely fertile land. This would include areas that have large amounts of human or animal waste around. Chances are you will find them around abandoned human structures. The nettle has hairs all over it. Some of these are harmless, while others sting. The stinging hairs of a nettle act as needles and come off when brushed up against by anyone or anything, and then they inject chemical irritants into the bloodstream. A typical brush with a stinging nettle will result in a stinging and burning sensation, but with the application of antihistamines, can be soothed. Native Americans, in time of scarcity, used to cook stinging nettles because it contains a protein percentage as high as 25% in some cases. After properly soaking the nettle in water to remove the stinging chemicals, it is said that it tastes like spinach after being properly cooked. Fourth on our list is pokeweed. It's native to eastern North America, but can also be found in the Midwest and some scattered populations in the West. Pokeweed can grow to be 10 feet tall. Its leaves are green, but turn red or purple at the stem. The flowers found on pokeweed are green to white and are radially symmetric. Pokeweed sports berries that can be red, purple, or black based on their ripeness. Pokeweed is consumed by birds, mostly songbirds, as they eat them and then spread their seeds far and wide. While birds can safely consume pokeweed, it is extremely poisonous to humans. It is poisonous to most mammals. Scientists have found, however, that small animals like raccoons, possums, and foxes are tolerant of pokeweed. Every part of the pokeweed plant is poisonous to humans, from the highest concentration of toxicity to the least in the pokeweed plant. The order goes rootstock, leaves, stems, then the berries. Children are oftentimes found to be most affected by pokeweed because ingesting just a couple of berries can cause death. Unfortunately, since pokeweed berries are colorful, they are of prime attractiveness to children of all sizes. Poisoning by pokeweed usually leads to vomiting within a couple hours of being poisoned and can lead to respiratory failure in time. Humans have found a way to eat pokeweed, however, in the form of what they call poke salad. If harvested in spring and cooked properly, pokeweed shoots and leaves are actually edible. Next on our list is rhododendron. Rhododendron refers to over 1,000 varying species of these woody plants. They can be evergreen or deciduous in nature. While a lot of them are found in the Himalayas, they are found throughout the United States and the Smoky Mountains. These plants can be shrubs or as large as small trees. They are known for their clusters of dense flowers and their sheer beauty. They are some of the most beautiful flowers in the world. Rhododendrons are toxic and deadly to humans. They can cause cardiac arrest when ingested. Humans have even been poisoned by this plant from honey that came from bees in contact with the rhododendron. In 401 BC, many of Pompey's soldiers died as a result of ingesting honey made from rhododendron. The Smoky Mountains are populated by Rhododendron maximum, which also happens to be the state flower of West Virginia. Sixth on our list is mountain laurel. It's a species of plant that is a relative of rhododendron and can be found in the eastern United States. The mountain laurel is an evergreen shrub that can grow up to 30 feet tall. They range in color from pink to white, and they occur together in dense clusters. You will most likely find mountain laurels on rocky slopes around mountainous areas. It prefers acidic soil and grows together in large groups on forest floors. In southern Appalachia and the Smoky Mountains, clusters of mountain laurel are often given the name laurel hells because you can't physically get through them. Mountain laurel is poisonous to many types of animals as well as humans. All of the green parts of the plant are toxic, including any byproducts made from them such as honey. Within 6 hours, they will send neurotoxins into the gastrointestinal system, which can then cause difficulty breathing and cardiac issues. Animals that die of mountain laurel poisoning are often found to have suffered from gastrointestinal hemorrhaging. Finally, our list ends with climbing nightshade. Climbing nightshade, or bittersweet nightshade, can be found in most areas of the world. It's a woody vine that's found in many different climates. It can reach a height of 16 feet or so. The leaves are arrow-shaped. The flowers grow in clusters, and they're shaped in the star shape and have purple petals. The fruit from climbing nightshade is a small red berry that can smell like a tomato at times. The berry of the nightshade is deadly poisonous to humans. Climbing nightshade has a long history of use. In the Middle Ages, it was used to fight against witchcraft. More recently, it has been used as a medicine to treat eczema, psoriasis, and other skin conditions. Climbing nightshade has even been a part of human culture, as it has been a long-time symbol of fidelity. Even Shakespeare has used nightshade as a tool in the play Macbeth.